Oh, these gents. Hi there, gents. We're doing a documentary on taking photos in public. Can we take a picture? All right, thank you.
There are cultures where, you know, taking pictures is kind of like a very personal thing. You're taking something away from someone. I'm not sure that that's necessarily the overriding issue. I think just people want their privacy. People think they have privacy on the street, and that's the difference, right? Is you actually don't. I think generally people don't even notice. People are, I don't mean this to be pejorative, but people are pretty self-absorbed. People are into their thing and they are in conversations or they're on their phones or whatever it is, and they don't really notice.
There's CCTV everywhere, and that has gotten to the point where everybody expects to be on camera all the time.
Every store has got a camera that's taking pictures outside. That's perfectly allowed because on the street, I'm out there and you can do what you want.
I think part of it is we live in a very voyeuristic society, and media keeps blasting out all these bad images of people doing bad things with photographs. So it's a shame, especially because children are really fantastic to photograph. They always have this amazing glow on their face. They're always smiling or showing another emotion like crying or something like that.
I have a 2-year-old son, and my wife was sort of taking the devil's advocate side. It's like, what would you say if someone was like taking his picture? And the rational street photographer side of me says, well, it's not, there's nothing I can do. It's their right. It's the street, whatever. But the father says I would be a little leery of that, but I'm not quite sure why. I think, and it's cultural. If you go to Asia, you can take pictures of kids, and there's no backlash. And it seems hard to even say and to think because it's so ingrained that we just don't do that here. TTC's been the biggest one for me, strangely enough.
My final project was riding the night bus and one end of the route to the other and back.
And there was a sign that was like, buses this way or exit this way. And I thought, I'm just gonna stand against the wall and I'm just gonna wait sort of for someone to walk by and get a nice like low shutter speed, kind of motion blur, just interesting photograph, maybe. So I'm standing against the wall, just sort of waiting for someone to come.
See somebody outside of the bus, I'm like, oh yeah, excellent, I'm gonna take a picture. So I take a picture and it's this girl all dressed up, all nice and pretty, all like dolled up to go out for a night or just coming home, I guess. And the bus driver stops the bus, goes, like, gets out of his chair, which they don't ever do.
I go to the turnstile, I get out, and I hear, excuse me, excuse me. I'm thinking, I'm just gonna keep going. And she says, excuse me. I turned around, it's the TTC, like, I don't know what their name is, but she had a hat, so she seemed official. So I said, yes. She said, you were taking pictures. I said, yep.
He goes, well, you know, that's illegal.
She said, we don't actually allow people to take pictures. I said, yes, you do.
It's not actually, you have CCTV cameras on the bus.
She said, no, we actually don't allow people to take pictures in the system. I said, that's not true. You don't let people take pictures for commercial use. That's very clearly written in your bylaws. But you absolutely let people take pictures in your system just for personal use.
And he's like, well, I have a problem with you shooting pictures of young girls. I'm like, excuse me?
In fact, I can find you the bylaw, it's right on your website. And she kind of went, and she walked away.
And so I was very uncomfortable at this point being accused of shooting photographs of young girls, of course, at Saturday at 3 in the morning with my girlfriend at the time sitting beside me.
So now I have actually a copy of the bylaws I keep in my bag, and it's highlighted. It's like, you can take pictures.
The TTC bylaws are pretty specific.
It pays to just be informed, know what your rights and responsibilities are, and I think, you know, generally it's okay.
There's a website that has Canadian photo laws, actually Toronto-specific photo laws, because in Canada I'm pretty sure it's city-specific.
There's a good site called ambientlight.ca, which he hasn't updated the photographs on the site for a while, but there's a very nice pamphlet-sized pamphlet, which you can print out, which essentially lays out the exact parts of the law, the case law even, just like, here's the case that said this. And it very clearly says, this is what you can photograph and this is what you can't. And it's a neat little thing to have with you. If anything were to happen, you can say, oh, look, like this law says I can do all of this. So yeah, it's ambientlight.ca. It's probably the best one. I have not noticed from the general public very much negative, certainly no negative responses, but you know, even when there is a response, at most it's like covering their face. Well, it's too late, I've already got it.
The easiest thing is like when you're trying to pick up a guy or a girl at a bar, you go up and you smile and you compliment them. Simple, seriously, it's as simple as that. The further away you are, the more voyeuristic it becomes. You get close, talk to the people. That's the best thing to do, is talk and say, hey, I'm doing this project on something, make it up if you have to, that sounds horrible. But say you're doing something, you compliment them, you smile, and stay as far away as being voyeuristic as possible, from being voyeuristic as possible.
Make it obvious that you're there and that you're not doing anything wrong and that you're taking pictures. Don't make it such that there's something weird going on. You're just doing your thing. You're completely within your rights to do what you're doing, and you go about your business. And let the public know, if they want, that you're here and you have nothing to hide and you're just doing your thing. It's a public world, and what happens is a matter of public record. And
excuse me, lady. We're doing a documentary as well. People on the photo taking in public. Can I take a picture of you three?
Sure.
All right.
Send us a copy?
I suppose I could do that.
Yeah, why not?
All right.
How's my hair?
Oh, looks good.
Good.